Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Quarter Spades session. A little bit earlier than normal, as obviously. My name's Emily, and I'll be your Dungeon Master and Tiefling Mythical Beast for the evening. I apologize in advance if I'm a little slow and groggy today. I'm a bit sleep deprived, but the show must go on. So let's go ahead and go down with introductions real fast, and then I'll do a brief recap, although once again last session was all combat, so it will be very brief, and then we'll jump right back into it. So
Okay, let me turn down rhythm real quick because it just got really loud. Okay, oops, not all the way. Just there we go. I'm Nat. I play the party's human druid, Jezebel Amarek.
Hi, I'm Wiz, our half-elf wizard, Marin Marlius.
Detroit? Oh no!
Oh, he's back.
Maybe?
Possibly?
Oh! Oh man. We might be having some technical difficulties with Detroit's audio. He's just doing some really good, acting. For the current state that Peter is in. He's just turning the mic on and off. Detroit, you might want to try to restart Discord real quick. Oh, he deafened himself. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, while Detroit is restarting his Discord to see if his audio will come back, I'm just gonna quickly recap what happened last time because it was all combat, but maybe Detroit. Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
Oh jeez.
Hello?
Yes!
Okay,
Hello!
awesome. Sorry. Okay, as I was saying, it's your boy Detroit playing Peter Longbottom, the Halfling Bard. Let's go!
Let's go! Oh,
Let's go. Currently unconscious.
Let's make these death saving throws.
Mm-hmm.
So, last session, I believe, let me double check my notes real quick. So, we had everyone duking it out, and you guys managed to take down 2 of the hags. Yes, 2 of the hags. And then Marin, you took down Lorelei.
Mm-hmm.
So we currently have a very fried harpy laying on the ground. And maybe we'll do it this way. How about we have a nice little check-in on everyone's HP? I forgot to open Nyx's character sheet, so go ahead, Jez. What's Jez's HP?
Jez has an 12 out of 67 total. We're struggling, but we're standing.
What's Marin's HP currently at?
So, earlier today, when we were talking in our Discord, you made an exaggeration and said that Marin had 9 whole HP. He actually has fucking 4 HP. So
Oh my god.
that's where we're hanging.
And Nyx and Peter are unconscious.
Yep.
Yup. Let's go.
Heck yeah.
Rip Spades, we're
in
all
this.
gonna die.
Both of them have 1 failed death save currently, but we're at the top of the order. Just to update everyone on the position of everyone in this battlefield, we have a hag that is currently standing, basically leaning against the cauldron that is in the dead center of the arena. It's the hag that's using the energy that's coming down from the ceiling to kind of further her existence. Marion and Cecilia have retreated as far away as they could in the arena, but that's only about halfway across to the other side of the arena because Marion is carrying Cecilia. And last we left off, Marin had just killed Lorelei, and Calliope had looked down and called down to Marin. So, with that being said, let's just dive right back into this. Technically, we're at the top of the initiative order, so it's Marin's turn.
Ugh. Oh, great. Okay.
So the last thing that happened was Calliope called down to you and just said, Marin?
I look back up at him. Does he look dazed? Does he look like he's gonna jump in and help?
Make it.
I should really grab dice.
Make a long distance insight check. Make an insight check.
Hold on, let me just find some.
Get dice to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Oh, wasn't bad. Insight. Holy shit, I have good insight. 22.
22. Okay. You kind of squint and stare up at Cal after he calls your name, and he looks confused, to say the most part. That's like the predominant emotion on his face. He's kind of like squinting back down at you, so you're kind of making like weird squinty eye contact. He is in his harpy form, obviously. And that's like, he just seems to be very like confused as to what's going on, as if he just, it almost looks like he just woke up, you know, and you suddenly
that's what
wake
I
up and you
thought.
can't remember what year it is or what where you are. It's kind of like that kind of expression on his face.
How? Okay.
He doesn't look like actively, he doesn't look like he's about to jump in. He looks like he's more taking in his surroundings.
Marin is going to kind of take this in very quickly, and in his extremely bloodied state, just turn up to him and shout, "Help us!" and then run to Nyx. Is anyone within 15 feet of him?
Trying to think.
I think
he stood
I
between...
might be.
It might be Jez. I think Jez is...
I meant like an enemy. If I remember right, there was like a hag over him or something.
No, he was standing between Jez and Marion, and then Marion pummeled him into the ground and took off. So no one is currently right in front of him.
Okay. And are we sure that there aren't two hags up? Because one did get revived.
Yeah, one got revived. Let me...
Like twice.
Hey, Wiz?
Yeah. I switched chats for a hot second, sorry.
Hey, Wiz?
I know that we're doing poorly, but I also... want to be accurate
Let me double check.
because that's not fair if there were 2 hags up.
No, you're all good. I think you're correct. I think there's
I was thinking about that when you said the intro, but I didn't want to interrupt.
No, you're right. I'm trying to think of where the other, because there's one of the larger hags is standing.
Yeah, and the smaller one is over the cauldron.
Yeah.
And then Marion is slaying with Celia.
I'm searching my memory. I should have written down where it was, but I think I wrote it on my whiteboard and then I erased my whiteboard to have all my final shit on it. Like a damn fool. I want to say that the other hag is like close to Jez, but I don't know if that's outdated information in my head.
I thought that she was like by Nyx, but perhaps I am wrong. I don't remember.
Marion was definitely the last person
To fight Nyx.
to fight Nyx, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, oh goodness. Oh goodness, hold on. I can see if I can double check this.
It's okay. This is the consequence of all of us being students.
Yeah, honestly, kind of scatterbrained. It's alright though, give me like 2 seconds.
Oh,
If my
my
computer will
God.
load, that would be lovely. Okay, I do believe it's standing near Jez. Because it went down near Jez, and then the only action it took when it stood up was putting its staff immediately into the ground.
Okay. Regardless.
Yes.
Marion's gonna step forward
Mm-hmm.
a couple feet and oh fuck. Can't do that actually. Damn you, concentration. Oh my god, where are all my spells concentration? Oh god, I'm gonna fucking die. Okay, I'm taking just a couple steps forward and calling down another bolt of lightning from my storm.
Okay. Who are you aiming it at?
The hag above the cauldron.
Okay. So do I have to make a save or do you make an attack?
I make an attack.
Okay.
Not bad.
Oops, this is the wrong window.
20 total.
Yeah,
I'm
that
sorry,
hits.
22 total.
Yes, that hits.
Okay, she takes. $46. Sorry that this turn is taking forever.
No, you're good.
Oh my god.
It's always a little slow to start when we rejoin.
Holy shit. I just rolled 4 5s in a row, so that's 20 points of damage. Lightning
20 points of damage?
Yep.
Okay.
And then,
Yes.
fuck. God, I don't even think I can. Nope. That's it. That's my turn because I'm chalk out of spells, really.
Okie doke. You said it was 20 lightning damage, right?
20 lightning damage, yeah.
Okay, so you watch as this bolt of lightning comes down from your cloud, And as it does so and strikes the hag above the cauldron, you watch as the dark energy that's kind of surrounding her almost crackles with a lightning-esque effect, but this lightning is the same unnatural color as the lightning that you've seen in the Evermore. So it gives off kind of a purpley-ish tint. And the hag lets out a howl of agony, but it doesn't look like it did quite as much damage as you were hoping it would do.
Do I have any weird saving throw I need to make?
No, not for this one.
All right.
Which means it's Jez's turn. So Jez, just to update you, you do have a hag that's directly to your left.
Yeah.
And then about 10 feet in front of you, you've got Marin and Nyx, and another 5 feet ahead of that, you've got the hag standing at the cauldron.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna start with Jez casting a good old, I don't remember if I had my, quarterstaff out, but they're gonna cast Flame Blade and take a whack at the one that's right next to me because, you know, oh my god, I'm so tired of the dryer going off. I don't know if you can hear the obnoxious beeping,
Nope,
but
could not.
okay.
Nah, you're good.
It's gone off 5 times since we started. I'm so tired of it. Anyway, I'm gonna cast Flame Blade and take a stab at this woman next to me. Let me double check what I'm rolling. Pass this. Okay. So, use your action to make a melee spell attack. Okay. Let's do this. That's not bad. Not bad, not bad. And I'm gonna ask the same question the last time I cast a spell. Spell attack bonus is on to hit?
Yes.
Attack bonus to hit.
Okay, so we're doing pretty good. That is a math 20. Holy crap!
Yeah.
It's like 27 or something like that.
You hit, yeah.
I'm struggling with numbers today. It's fine. And then
Okay.
it's a D12. No, 3D6. I only have 2 right now. It's not great.
Oh shit.
Wow.
I have to double check
Okay,
something.
8 points of fire damage.
8 points of fire damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that.
And
I hit
the
it.
hag screeches and writhes in pain as you bring this blade of flame down upon her, and she looks incredibly rough as she kind of writhes from the flames, but she is not quite down. And is that the end of your turn?
Yes, I don't think I can cast another spell.
Do you want to move at all, or do you want to stay where you are?
I'm gonna stay where I am, because if I move, she's gonna definitely hit me.
Alrighty. It's Peter's turn, so make a death saving throw.
Alright, let's see here. Alright, as if I recall correctly, I only have 1 failed so far.
Yeah.
And I just have to roll above a 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. So
Sweet.
that's 1 success.
Okay, so 1 success and 1 failure. 2 more to go. And I have to make one as well for Nyx. Oh my god, can my dice box not tilt itself so much? Okay, let's try that again where it doesn't tilt. That's a crit fail, so he's now on 2 failures. Yeah.
So, you're the DM. I am like 80% sure that in the rule book, if you roll a crit fail, it's 2. It's 2 failures.
Oh, is it? Well, let
I'm
me
pretty sure.
Yeah.
double check.
I would also agree with this assessment, and I don't DM.
Yeah, according to Google, it says when you make a death saving throw and roll a 1, it counts as 2 failures. If you roll a 20, you regain 1 hit point.
Oh my god.
Okay. So
Wait.
that means Nyx is officially at 3 death saving throws. 3 failed.
Oh my god, guys.
Okay. Marin, you're right next to Nyx. I don't know if is Marin paying any kind of attention to Nyx?
Yeah, I mean, he was working his way over there. He didn't want to rush in, but
Oh, is he not next to him? I thought he ran up to Nyx and then cast.
he took a good few feet forwards towards him.
Okay. Well,
I don't know I forget how close he was to begin with.
He was probably within.
But yes, he's paying very much attention to Nyx.
10 feet of your range. You kind of watch as his figure, which was when he went down, the hulking form of the beast that you know that he has made a contract with, though you had never quite seen him embrace it in this way. But you watch for the first time in a few, I guess technically seconds, Nyx stirs, but not in the way you would have hoped, as you watch his form shrink back down and then lay still. And with that, it is, I believe, the hag's turn. Yes. So it is the hag that is next to Jez's turn. I have to double check. Do what she's capable of, because I didn't have it pulled up. There we go. Okay. Ooh, okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay. I have to look up a stat for something. Sorry, I wasn't prepared for this. There we go. So, Jez, you have just struck this hag previously, so, she's still kind of, like, writhing from that pain. But as, you watch as she kind of, like, 1 second goes from lashing out horribly to suddenly she kind of perks up, almost as if, like, alert. And you watch as her eyes kind of slide over to where Nyx is. And a ugly, nasty grin starts to curl across her teeth. And she kind of cackles and goes, "Foolish. You try, and you try, and you're not getting any farther ahead on the board. So I wonder what would happen if one of your players turned teams. After all, 4 against 2 is no fair. Let's make it even again." And she raises her staff and points it towards Nyx. And a bolt of green magic shoots from the edge of her staff and into Nyx. And you watch as he goes from unmoving to what looks like breathing, but it's not quite the same. He slowly picks himself up off the ground, but you can tell that he's not really conscious. His arms kind of hang at his sides and his shoulders slump forward and his head is kind of at a limp angle, but he rises to his feet and you hear a low groan kind of emit from him as he turns and now faces Marin, who's right in front of him. And the witch just starts cackling as she ends her turn. And it's the other witch's turn. Yeah.
She's in my storm sphere. She needs to take 2d6 bludgeoning.
Oh, okay.
Not good. Not great. She takes 5 points of bludgeoning.
Okay. As she lets out this cackle, I assume she's taking bludgeoning damage, which is such an interesting thing to take from the wind, I guess.
Yeah.
As she cackles, it's almost as if the wind is knocked out of her mid laugh, and you watch as she kind of goes rigid and collapses to the ground.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to see.
Does that immediately break her fucking spell?
I don't know. Let me see. It doesn't clarify what happens if you die after raising the dead. Because it just says duration instantaneous. It doesn't say that it requires concentration or anything like that.
Oh, fuck me.
So I think
yeah,
he's
it stays
still
out.
standing. Yeah. The role of Hag will be played by Nyx for the rest of this battle as we move on to I believe, sorry, I'm like switching between like 50 tabs right now. Okay, no, so it is the other Hag. And you watch There she is. There's the lady. Oh goodness, okay. I forgot how many spells these motherfuckers have. Oh dear. Whoops. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to read spells, but I have like 50,000 spell tabs open because of these damn hags. Okay. So the last person who really did any kind of damage to this hag was Marin. So what is this one? I wish all of my autofills had saved. Interesting. Okay. You watch as she kind of begins cackling as well. She was almost doing it in sync with the other hag before the other hag's life was abruptly ended. And she kind of reaches down into the cauldron and like seems to be like waving her hands over it, and you watch as the dark energy that's kind of surrounding her seems to almost move with her hands. And she looks up at you, Marin, and you see almost like a white glow kind of emitting from her eyes. Before she pushes her hands towards you and casts a spell. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. As green magic reaches forward from her hands and wraps around you.
19.
Okay, you save, but you're gonna take half damage.
Fuck.
Whoops. I think you're already.
If it's over 4, I'm out.
Yeah, you're down. So, as you feel this magic, I don't know if you want me to tell you how much it was, but it was over 20.
Jesus.
I just rolled half the amount of dice instead of rolling all 8 dice and giving half. Although I guess that's it doesn't matter.
Hold on. No, wait. Hold on. It was over 20 for the half?
Yeah.
You might just want to roll full.
Okay.
Because that'll tell if I...
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh no, but you're getting half damage. Hold on. I'll keep rolling.
Just
So let me recover
just
the
roll it
math
all.
in my head. 8, 14, 21, 25. God. Okay. Yeah, it's still only about 20.
Okay, that's fine then.
Okay. So, Marin, you are kind of staring into the face of what looks like your best friend, but the Nyx that you've known all your life is definitely not there anymore. And as you kind of come to this realization, you see this green magic rush forward from the hag, and as it kind of wreaths around you, you feel almost as if the moisture from your body is being sucked from you, and it feels as if the life is just draining out of your body as you collapse to the ground unconscious. Across the room, Marion continues to retreat with Cecilia, and this time he makes it all the way across. Oh wait, I need to make a bludgeoning damage. Oh wait, you're not conscious, duh.
The storm disperses.
Yeah, that's right. So as I was saying, Marion and Cecilia sprint further across the arena, and they are now on the farthest side of the arena away from all of you. And Marion just kind of seems to stop, and you can only see his back as he's kind of using the wall and his body to shield Cecilia from any impending danger. Jez, overhead, you hear excuse me? And you hear kind of a flutter of wings, and suddenly a harpy who you do not recognize, I believe. Oh, actually, I guess you would recognize him from a bit earlier. But this is I believe, the first time you've kind of spoken with him one-on-one. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nat.
I think you're right. That sounds right. I would have run with, I think maybe I've only seen him once.
Yeah, actually, you barely recognize him, as the last time you saw him, he looked like a elf.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make sense. That tracks.
He settles down next to you on the ground, and his eyes are wild and frantic, and he is like, what exactly is happening right now?
Jez, who is now essentially one being, like two hags, or a hag and Nyx, who's closer to me? Wait, hold on, let me check something real quick. Because I think now is the time that I should use this one thing that I've been saving.
Okay. It's not quite just his turn, just to let you know that.
Yeah. But we're yep, okay. Jess looks less than pleased.
No kidding.
Shoots this person, Harpy, not a nasty look, but like a look that's definitely like, could you not wait, another 20 minutes or something? Does it have to be right now that you ask this question?
He kind of, like, you look at him like this, and he shakes his head and kind of looks towards the scene that's ensuing in front of you all, and his eyes kind of settle on Marin for a second before he looks up at the hag, and you see, like, his face just pales, and he looks almost sick. And he goes, "Oh God, it's worse than I ever imagined. You he turns to look back at Jesse and goes, "You have to leave immediately."
That is what we have been trying to do. If you could tell me something I don't know, that'd be great.
Well, what I'm saying is, there's no hope for your friends.
And Jez kind of offers. God, I don't even know what to call this. I guess it'd be like a snarl a little bit, and how far away from me is Nyx? Out of curiosity.
Nyx is about, if memory serves, 10 feet in front of you.
And the other hag is 20 feet in front of me?
She's 15 feet in front of you.
Okay. Maybe takes a couple steps away, like on a diagonal. Okay. That's like a weird way to put it, but
I got you.
Not going towards them, but not moving away from them either.
Yeah.
They're kind of done with this conversation. If the random harpy's not gonna help.
Okay. Cal seems to have a moment of consideration, and you see him kind of glance back at Marin and Nyx again.
Okay.
And then surprisingly, you watch as he kind of shrieks and takes to the air again, and he's going to dive bomb and attack the hag.
Oh, kind of him.
And he gets a multi-attack.
Nice.
So he gets to make 2 attacks.
Good for him.
I have to roll. Where's my thing? Okay. Duh, I have to roll. Okay, he misses with the first one because I rolled a 3, so that's a 6 total.
He's doing his best.
He kind of swoops down and tries to lunge at her with his claws. But he doesn't seem to be able to quite... With her so enwreathed in darkness, he seems to have trouble kind of pinpointing where she is.
Okay.
And he goes to take a swing with a club that he has kind of clutched. In his hand, and... does that hit her? I don't think it does. Nope. He kind of misses again, but she seems a little preoccupied now, with batting him away, even though he has not done any damage to her. And that's the end of his turn.
Okay.
Technically, because Nyx is an undead right now, his initiative order would typically be moved to the end, but I'm just going to keep him in the same initiative order.
Okay.
Because it's not a huge difference.
Hit me with it then.
Oh no, it's... Oh wait, yeah, he goes before you, doesn't he?
Yep.
His eyes kind of lock onto yours, but there's nothing behind that gaze.
Mm-hmm.
And let me double check. East side. Okay. He starts to walk towards you, but he kind of stumbles briefly as you watch him kind of trip over the body of Marin.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
And he for a second seems to kind of look down and examine what he tripped on. And he hesitates there for 1 second before he looks back up at you and finishes advancing towards you. Let me double check to see what. Yeah, okay, he can reach you,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna try to make an attack. He's just gonna reach out with his hand and take a swat at you. Just a 7 hit.
Absolutely not. Wow.
Alrighty.
I've never been more glad for a party member to miss in my life.
So he kind of reaches you and like swats at you, but it's almost like he's kind of moving in slow motion, so you have time to quickly dodge out of the way.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be incredibly used to this state yet, but you can't know that that's gonna last forever. Hold
Never
on
do.
a second, because we did skip Marin's turn by accident, and Marin has to make a death saving throw, so please do that, Wiz.
Cool. Um. Four.
Okay, so that's one failure.
Oh boy.
Okay. And then, yeah, so now it's Jez's turn.
Okay.
Real quick.
Yes.
As you kind of dodge, make a perception check.
Me? Okay.
Yeah. Who else? Everyone else is dead, Nat.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I can't see anything.
Oh, guys, I'm trying to get used to being a party of one, okay? Alright, you said perception?
Yeah.
16?
Okay.
Yeah.
You kind of dodge out of the way of Nyx's swat, and as you do, your gaze kind of strays from the hag for a second, and you notice that it almost seems like the darkness around you is before how it felt like it was completely void, but somehow had a life to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's pretty obvious that this is not just your average darkness.
This isn't your grandmother's darkness.
It's darker than dark.
But as you notice this movement, it seems to be fluctuating almost, as if it's dipping closer to the inside of the arena, and it almost looks like it's flooding over the sides of the arena.
Okay. So, like sentient darkness?
Yes, like there's blue crackles that are traveling through it.
Mm-hmm.
These like purplish blue lightning that is the same kind of lightning that you've seen with this darkness before. Only it's getting more erratic, and it almost is as if you're standing in like, the only way I can describe this is, imagine you've floated a bowl in a tub of water.
Yeah.
And the bowl's floating because no water has gone in it yet.
Mm-hmm.
You're like standing in that bowl, and the darkness is the water, and it's slowly starting to seep over the edge. You feel kind of this, you almost feel as if there's a pressure coming towards you, but it's not like, it's not anything like you felt before. Like, it doesn't feel like, it feels almost like a tension that is just closing in around you.
Mm-hmm.
And this darkness is wavering and fluctuating and seems to be getting closer to you. And as it does so, you hear what almost sounds like static for a moment.
Okay.
And then you hear, hello? Is anybody hear me?
Oh, hey. I haven't heard that voice in a while.
And you notice that the necklace around your neck has begun to emit a faint glow as someone reaches out to you through your what is essentially a stone of far speech.
Shit. Well, Ace can wait for a second. Just as casting Cone of Cold.
Okay.
And
Cold?
yeah, we're gonna hit both because it's a 60-foot cone, I think I can hit both Nyx and the hag.
Okay.
We'll see if I can actually do that. But I need a Constitution saving throw from both of them.
Marin's in that cone.
Marin auto fails.
Huh?
Marin's gonna take damage from this.
Well,
And he's down.
And he has 1 death save.
it's not gonna be 2, right?
It will be 2.
No, but it's not gonna be
If
like
you take
2
damage.
additional. It's not gonna be like a crit
Yes,
fail.
it will be 2 additional. If you take
Oh,
damage
shit.
while you are unconscious, it is 2
Well.
automatic death saves.
I apparently don't know what spells do, so.
Hey, Bruce, remember Molly?
No, I kind of.
This is it, guys.
I wiped that section of history out of my mind. Okay, I lied then.
We're in danger.
Okay, where is. I'm trying to figure out if I, like, move a little farther, can I get Marin out of it and still manage to hit Nyx, or is Nyx now on the other side?
I mean, Nyx is like right in front of you, but what's your movement?
30 feet?
Okay.
I know I said that like a question, but it's not a question. It's a statement. 30 feet.
So you'd be able to get Marin, essentially, you'd be able to get to Marin and move Marin an additional 15 feet away. But I mean,
I think it's half speed usually if you're carrying someone.
that's true. Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to completely get Marin out of the way here.
Well, crap. We're not gonna
but
do that.
if you wanted to, like, you can still, if you want to. Here are like options, I guess. If you didn't want to hit Nyx, like if you didn't hit Nyx, and you instead chose to hit the hag, you could, in theory, put the cone like behind the hag, and then you'd avoid hitting Marin, and you'd get the hag, and you'd also probably get Marion and Cecilia.
That's... Alright, we're gonna do that then.
Okay.
I still need Constitution saving throws from anybody who's gonna be hit.
That's right. Let me pull up that stat real quick. Oh shit, I'm a fool.
You're not a
There we
fool.
Um... Okay. So the hag. Oh, I have to roll one for Cecilia, technically. Holy shit. Those were really good rolls. The hag rolled a 21 to resist. Marion rolled a 14, and Cecilia rolled an 18.
Okay. So, Marion is gonna take full damage, and Cecilia and the hag are gonna take half. Give me a second to roll 8d8.
Gotcha.
7, 14, 19, 21. Shit, how many is that? 7, 7, 5. Okay, that's 4. 21, 29, 35. Oops, that went off the table. 38. 42 points damage full, and 21 half.
42 points of damage whole?
Yeah.
And 22. 21 half?
Yes.
Okay. So...
Please tell me I killed somebody.
This... You kind of raise your staff up, Jez, in a similar fashion as to what you saw the hag do earlier in this fight. And as you kind of bring it down, this like wave of frost kind of travels away from you and starts spiraling up into this immense show of snow and ice, and you just see it engulf the hag and Marion and Cecilia. And as it does so, you hear the howls of the hag and what seems to be a shrill scream. And as this spell kind of happens and then disperses, I assume it's not a continuous thing, right? Okay. Okay. Okay, so as it disperses and almost like a light snow falls to the ground, the hag looks like it's writhing a bit.
God, she's still alive?
And the cauldron in which she's standing in front of is it has a thick layer of ice kind of surrounding it.
I killed the cauldron.
And it looks like some of the magic that has been surrounding the hag this whole time has dispersed a little bit from her. And she looks enraged. And as you kind of glance behind her, you see the limp bodies of Marion and Cecilia slumped against the wall.
Okay. I don't care. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Alrighty. So is that Jez's whole turn, I believe?
Yeah. I think that's all I got.
Alrighty, Peter, make me a death saving throw.
Oh man, alright. Let's see what I can do here. Okay, 14, that's another success.
Sweet,
Yay!
you have 2 successes. And, it's technically Nyx's turn. he's just gonna... How... Did you move your entire... Wait, did you move away from Nyx? No, you didn't, right?
No.
Okay, so yeah, he's just gonna try to take another swipe at you.
Okay. Hit me with your best shot. Hit me with your best shot.
Okay. God damn it. Yeah, no, that was a 5. So he kind of stumbles over you again, but his body kind of like, as he reaches out to you, his body kind of like sags to one side, and his arm just completely misses you again.
Okay.
It's the hag's turn.
She's gonna kill.
Oh. Jez, are you... Never mind, we've already moved on.
Okay.
You hear a second voice come through on your Stone of Far speech. And it's, hello, is there anybody there? Please. Hear me? Oh. And it's hard to make out exactly what he's saying, but you do recognize the voice of Jack.
Oh, that's my best friend.
And it's the hag's turn.
Yep.
So she is going to howl with frustration, and you see a kind of crackle of light, and she looks like she's trying to cast something, but you feel that kind of pressure fluctuate again. It's like it's the same kind of feeling you get when you move under a heavy amount of water. And as she goes to cast it, it almost looks as if it backfires a little bit, as this bolt kind of wildly jumps from the cauldron, and instead of going towards her intended target, it jumps towards her.
I can get behind that.
I need to see how much. Uh, 3d10. Wait, first I need to make an attack roll, which is an interesting thing for our cauldron to do.
Cauldron feels oppressed.
It jumps to her, and she kind of screeches and almost like moves away from it as it barely whizzes by her head and misses.
Boo.
But she looks absolutely bewildered at what just happened. And then Calliope is going to jump back in and come at her from the back with his claws. Ooh, different Chrome window. There we go. Oh, that's better. Oh, that one hit. Okay, so he latches onto her shoulder with his free claw. That was terrible. And he does 4 slashing damage to her.
Every little bit counts.
Okay. And then he's going to try and swing the club in his other claw down and hit her again. But that time he does not succeed, and as he kind of grabs onto her, she like throws her shoulder back, and it throws him a little off balance. So when he goes to swing his club, it just misses her head.
Mm.
And we're back at the top of the order. So Marin, make a death saving throw.
Awesome.
This might be a good time to remind the only standing party member as of right now, just in case you weren't aware or possibly forgot, you can stabilize an unconscious teammate with a medicine check.
Oh. Well,
5.
you learn
All right,
something
that's a
new
failed
every
one for-
day.
That is a second one for Marin. Well, they always did do everything together. Alright. That means it's Jez's turn again.
I'm gonna do what you just told me I could do, because
To
I
whom?
forgot that I could do that to Marin, because
Okay.
I don't know.
That's fine.
I can bring Nyx back to life. Actually, I can bring this entire.
Peter's also unconscious, but I will say, Peter's only failed 1 death save and he succeeded on 2, whereas Marin has failed both of his. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Priorities.
Marin is the wiser choice of these two at the moment.
Yeah.
Also, Nyx is dead, so...
Oh, no. I can bring somebody back so long as they've only been dead for less than 10 days. So,
Okay.
Well,
Well, maybe that's something to tell Marin when he's
yeah.
fucking conscious and they're out of this fight.
Yeah, that was the plan, but he decided to go and die first. It's fine.
He's trying his fucking best!
We're all trying, goddammit.
Alright.
Do you want to make this medicine check?
Yes. Just rolling d20 and adding medicine, is that what I'm doing?
Yeah, roll a d20 and
Okay,
add your
cool.
medicine modifier.
Cool. Oh, I also have herbalism kits. I could use those, huh?
Yeah.
Herbalism kits, I think, can actually bring me up to 1 hit point.
I thought herbalism kit just makes it just makes potions. I don't know if that actually like stabilizes an individual.
I don't know.
I thought that...
I have done some homebrewing with an herbalism kit in this campaign in particular. So it is more it's closer to what Wiz is saying, and with a standard herbalism kit it would be applied like that.
Yeah, I thought
Got it.
medicine checks just stabilize but don't bring anybody up.
Yeah,
Herbalism kits
I'll kind of
used
go
with
into
medicine
that,
check can...
a little bit.
Okay.
Essentially just as a quick like explanation of it, Jez comes from an herbalism background. Like that's about as much of background I'll tell you about Jez out of context, but like Jez's mother was like an apothecary type person, so the way I've kind of worked that into this is that Jez is able to make herbalism kits that actually function almost as like a healing potion. So as they if they invest more money into a certain herbalism kit, the herbalism kit will actually restore more HP. And stuff like that. So basically there's a leveling system of herbalism kits that I'm using in particular as a way to incorporate like a more traditional sense of medicine, like healing in this game that's not just dependent on magic. It's like loosely based off a thing that I read because I played a like healer, a mundane based healer in a different game. So that's basically how it works, but right now Jez could restore 1 hit point to Marin with their herbalism kit.
Just stuff those herbs into that unconscious body like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Do I have to roll a medicine?
Make a poultice.
I think Marin will stay dead, actually, thanks.
Wakes up with a mouthful of leaves. What the fuck?
Your nose is just stuffed with rosemary.
Yeah. god. It's just smelling salts. Go ahead, Jess.
Do I need to roll a medicine check if I'm going to use
roll
an
a medicine
herbalism
check and
kit?
add your medicine modifier.
Okay. So that's a 12.
Sweet.
Which is
You
not
have
grand.
successfully revived Marin, and he is sitting at a pretty 1 HP point.
Yay.
Wake up.
Wake up!
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's Nyx's turn again.
Yep.
You moved 15 feet away from him, but his speed
He's faster than me.
covers that, so as you kind of run up and you kneel down next to Marin, you start kind of sifting through your medical equipment, and you manage to revive him, and just as you do, you hear a low kind of groan behind you, and as you look up, you see Nyx's hand coming down to swat at you again. Oh, that one might hit this time.
Oh.
Yeah, that's an 18.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Okay. That's 3 bludgeoning damage.
Well, that's good. Okay. Cool.
That's it. That's all he does.
Okay, cool.
So you feel, this time, he, tenses a little as he approaches and swings his arm down, and he goes at you with his beast hand this time.
Oh, he's learning. I'm
And
so proud of him.
he manages to catch Jez across the cheek and leave a nice, pretty claw mark
Yet another
across your
thing.
cheekbone, doing 3 bludgeoning damage, I guess.
So this is important.
Maybe a bruise instead of a cut then, but
Okay.
yeah.
Never mind then, if it's gonna
I'm
be...
sorry, yeah,
I was
no
gonna say, I was
cool
like-
scar for Jez yet, because it's technically bludgeoning damage, so it's more like he just punched Jez in the face.
Rude.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, is he gonna do
Anyway.
anything else to me?
No, that's all he can do, so it is, oh, I'm sorry, Peter, make your saving throw. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to
That's
skip.
okay. Oh. Okay.
You got this.
Alright. Those on the dice.
You got this.
Let's go. 17. I'm back alive. I'm just like.
As soon
I just open my eyes like.
Just you.
I think you're just stabilized though, right?
Yeah, he's just stabilized, so he's not
Yeah.
technically like conscious because he doesn't have any HP. But you do hear like,
You aren't bleeding out anymore.
yeah, you hear like a soft, almost gasp of air
You see me twitching on the floor.
from the side, but no other movement from Peter. But he's definitely still breathing.
That's good. I'm glad
So.
to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that.
I'm so glad to hear it too. It's the hag's turn.
Well, welcome back to Land of the Living, Peter. This is where Jez dies.
I really hope not, but you know.
I hope not too. Jez has places to go.
Actually, Jez, make a perception check again.
Okay. Higher math. 21.
Okay. As you hear the hag kind of start to rear up and prepare to either cast another spell or move, you're not quite sure. You notice a hint of movement in the distance behind her.
Okay.
And up until now, you haven't seen pretty much anything other than lightning traveling through the darkness that's surrounding you guys. But you see a kind of ghostly essence
Okay.
suddenly rise up from behind from under Marion,
Oh.
and it drifts towards the ceiling and kind of goes up in the darkness and then disappears out the top of the tent.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Alright.
You notice that you haven't seen Thana in a hot second since you cast Cone of Cold. But this didn't look like Thana, just to clarify. With a 21, you notice that it was substantially bigger than Thana, and it had a almost red coloring to it. But as soon as you see it, it's gone. Up and out of the roof, through the funnel of dark magic that is coming down from the roof. And again, you hear, "Hello? Can anybody come in?" Marin, you also hear this coming from your necklace. But the hag lets out a screech, and she's going to try and cast. Actually, you see her try and pull away from this cauldron. And that same pressure is ever increasing on you. It feels almost as if like your ears are kind of popping from the pressure. And you notice that the darkness has definitely started to encroach on this arena. Moving forward like some kind of almost a blob-like figure. Okay, so you watch the hag struggle to walk away from the cauldron, and at first it seems as if the cauldron, you watch as this dark energy kind of comes up from around her body and seems to encircle her neck, and she writhes for an instant before she kind of reaches up and breaks it away from her, and she stumbles forward towards you, and she kind of looks at you before she looks over at the other hag. And I believe hello, where's my, there it is. Yeah, she still has at least this.
I don't like the sound of that. Let me just say that right now on the record. I don't like the sound of that.
She's going to stumble towards the body of the other hag. And you watch as that green magic kind of flows into the hag's body. And her eyes open.
God damn it. All I wanted to do today was kill some hags and go home.
Cal is gonna take another shot at this hag. He kind of looks over at you, Jez, and he's like, you have, wow, I have to really try not to do Australian. You have to get out of here as soon as you can. I can only distract her for so much longer. He really does think he's doing something here. He missed the first time. So he kind of flaps towards her and misses with his claw and also misses with his club. But he just kind of continues to circle around her head like an annoying bird, which is what he's essentially being right now because he's not doing shit for damage.
Jez just kind of yells back, well, we don't know how to get out, so... Pointing us towards the exit would be greatly appreciated. Ah.
It's Marin's turn.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Get that bread, my boy.
Marin. Fuck. Marin's gonna sit up. And even though he isn't like making much noise with it, it's obvious that he's crying at this point. He grabs the necklace. Ace, we need help.
Owen? Is that you?
Yes.
And then you hear almost clear as day. After a bit of static, you hear, "Where are you?"
The circus in the Evermore.
Okay.
And I get
Yeah.
up. Are Nyx and the hag within 15 feet of me? Both?
Both hags are definitely within 15. Actually, yeah, everyone's on the platform still, so everyone's within 15 feet of you.
Okay. I'm gonna cast a Thunder Wave at 2nd level.
Okay.
So all 3 of them need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Alrighty. Give me 1 second. Not that one. Okay, sorry, I was reading something. Alrighty, Constitution saving throws. You got it.
Yep. Constitution save.
Alrighty, so roll for Anna's hag first. She got a 15.
Fails.
Okay. Roll for the other hag, and she got a 15 as well, so she also fails. And then Nyx got a 16.
Just makes it.
Okay.
But he still takes half.
Hallelujah to his.
So the 2 hags get. I'm actually glad he made it. The 2 hags get pushed back.
Alrighty. How much damage?
Okay, so 3d8.
While you roll this damage,
7.
you hear a soft response come through.
My God.
And you hear Jack say, "I'm coming. Please hold tight."
Oh my God. Okay, I just rolled a 7, an 8, and a 7.
Alrighty. Also, I apologize
That's
for water bottle
22
noises.
points of thunder damage.
Okay. $22?
Yeah, 22. And the 2 hags are pushed back 10 feet from me. So Nyx takes 11.
Okay. Let me double check what Nyx's shit is now that he's not using his normal stats. Okay. It's half his health. Marin, you wake up, and after your brief communication with Ace, you just, I want to say, is Thunderwave verbal? Liz.
It's verbal and somatic.
Okay.
So yes.
So I think Marin just kind of screams as this wave of thunder emits from his body. And Nyx kind of like weirdly holds his hands up to protect himself from this, and you see him kind of like recoil from the impact of it. But Jez, you can see better than Marin, who's kind of laying prone right now.
Oh no, I got back up.
Oh, you got back up? Okay,
Yeah.
so then both of you can see this. You watch as the hags who are right next to each other just go flying backwards off of this arena. And with a sickening crack, you hear the house scream, and then it's cut off, and then the darkness collapses in on all of you.
This is fine.
All around me are familiar faces.
So it's either a good thing and we got out, or we're just all dead. For keeps dead.
You guys all see the same thing, but you're not looking at each other. You can't see each other right now as this is happening. But you just feel this kind of, you feel that pressure. It feels like you're sinking to the bottom of an ocean and this weight is just sitting on your chest. And you can't tell if you're awake or asleep as you drift through what feels like a limbo. The only sensation, this pressure pushing on your chest, making it hard to breathe. And you watch, each of you individually, as a small speck of light appears above your head. And as it gets closer to you, you see it to be a shard of glass. And as it kind of passes by you, for a moment, very briefly, you see the reflection of Thana. And then the piece of glass turns over and you see a glimpse of someone you've never seen before. But it's distorted. It's difficult to make out exactly what the features of this person is. You just notice the features to be also slightly feminine. But before you have time to really process what you're seeing, the glass falls past you, and you feel that pressure take over you until you fall completely unconscious. Give me 1 second. Suddenly, everyone gasps a breath of fresh air. And it's the first time you've breathed air that didn't feel like it was suffocating or like dusty or dirty. It's the air of the outdoors. And as you sort of come to your senses, the first thing you are greeted by is the small form of Jack, who is standing in the middle of the three of you, muttering a prayer as he heals you all.
Is Nyx's body also there?
Hold on 1 sec.
Okay, sorry.
You're good. I was just doing math. Each of you regain 7 hit points.
Alright.
Nice. Where are we? What happened?
You're safe now. Well, safe as you can be in the Evermore. We still have a long trip back.
I'm immediately up and looking around. Do I see Nyx?
Let me see something because I have to pull up something that I have not had to pull up for a very long while, which is Jack's character sheet.
Jack was the one of the healers that was with us on the last time we went to the Evermore, correct?
Yeah, he's a cleric.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Yep. I'm trying to see at his level if he'd be able to do something about this, but he should be able to, so give me 1 second because, man, NPCs that I thought I wouldn't be using. There we go. Okay. So you do see Nyx. And he is laying absolutely still on the ground. No sign of breath raising his chest.
Did we lose? Well, what? How did we get out? Who?
Marin isn't paying attention any longer. He gets up and immediately just collapses on top of Nyx's chest and starts sobbing.
Jez also gets up and moves over to Nyx as well, and is gonna attempt to pull Marin off and be like, Peter, I need you to hold him. Marin, not Nyx.
What's your armor class?
Oh my god.
It's 13. We soft and squishy here.
Marin, relax. It's
Marin grabs you. By like the
Choke
front
me,
of
I
the
dare
collar
you.
and cast shock and grass.
Wow. Here we are trying to save your companion. It's fine.
Oh, the spell will load. So Jess takes 11 points of lightning damage.
This is fine. This is fine. We're still alive. Yeah, so I guess that happens. And
I grapple Marin. Marin, fucking, what are you doing?
Get off of me.
Do you want Nyx back or not?
What happened to Nyx? What the fuck? What is going on?
I forgot Peter went unconscious before.
What's wrong with Nyx? Is he? Should I actually roll for the grapple, or are we just
Yeah,
rolling
you might
this?
want to.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I mean, Marin's
Up to
really
Marin.
weak, but
Hey,
you might want
Wiz.
to.
You guys gotta
Okay.
make, I guess, I assume, a strength contest.
Oh, is it a strength contest? Oh, damn it!
Wiz.
That's
My dumb stat is strength.
neither of you are strong, so don't worry too much, Peter.
All right, Marin.
Also, Nat, don't whiz me.
No,
know
I have a
Jez can
question.
bring-
I have a
Oh,
question.
yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was, pay attention to me. I want to
Okay,
continue this
okay,
interaction.
Okay, go.
Is Marin still holding Jez?
No, he let go.
Okay. Well, y'all.
He kind of like did it to like push them back.
Okay. While y'all have the fisticuffs over there, Jez is gonna go start casting reincarnate.
I got a 14.
Peter.
You're gonna wait. Hold on.
It's just a strength check, right?
Actually, I might not
Yes,
be able to do
strength
this.
Okay. All right. Let's see
You
what I
might want to
roll.
take a peek at that, Nat.
Yeah, I know. I just was double checking things and I'm like, wait, can I actually do this right now? I might not be able to do
Oh,
this right
Christ.
now.
Because reincarnate is a very different. Okay, so Marin shoves Peter off.
Interesting. This spell is
Actually.
really interesting,
Yeah,
huh?
that
It-
spell's really interesting,
It
huh?
really is, and I literally prepared it, I think right before we went in, whenever our last rest was, whenever I got 5th level spells, I was like, I'm gonna hold on to this for a second, like, we're gonna need this. But I don't know that I can actually do this right now. I can probably do it when we get back. Yeah.
You don't need to do that. Oh,
Yeah, just going through their pockets, pulling out shit.
I know what you're trying to do, but he'll be okay. I don't have the means of it with me, as I was not aware of the situation. But, well, we'll have a bit of a rough time when we come back. But I assure you, Nyx will be fine.
Just kind of stops pulling crap out of their backpack / pockets. but is still kind of sitting on the ground with, you know, the entire contents of their livelihood around them.
How far are we from the circus? How far did we get away? I don't remember anything.
No, well, not very far at all yet, I'm afraid. And Jack kind of like motions behind you guys, and you just see a crater in the ground behind you,
Nice.
like barely 5 feet away.
What? Like, how big's this crater? Like,
It is like the size of the dome that was surrounding the circus.
what the? I'm guessing we won.
You've accomplished your mission. Yes.
Yeah, Peter just kind of drops to his knees, and he's just looking at the crater, and we should have grabbed Gumby, or whatever was left of him. But fuck. Let's get the fuck out of here.
There are a few things that I found with you in the wreckage. And Jack kind of moves to the side and motions to a small pile of what looks mostly to be like a few pieces of rubble. There's a broken staff that belonged to one of the hags. There seems to be a smaller staff that is very vaguely recognizable as the one that Gunby carried with him. And there also appears to be a red cloak.
I'm assuming the red cloak doesn't look recognizable to any of us.
Anyone who saw
Yeah, I was gonna say
Cecilia
it'd be-
would recognize it as the one that she wore.
Oh, right.
Joseph's gonna go pick that up, and then
Okay.
I guess put away their backpack.
Okay, so they take the cloak and pack up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peter's gonna grab the remains of a Gumby staff.
Okay. We should begin our journey back. It's a long way.
Yeah. Let's go.
Jack,
Yes?
is there any survivors?
Right, the children. Wait.
I
There were children, and Calliope tried to help.
could only rescue the lot of you. What happened here was not something I've ever encountered before. And the kind of energy that was being siphoned here is beyond description. The amount of unpredictability and dark force that was being channeled here, it was completely unstable. It was... I had less than a minute to get out as many people as I could, and I prioritized my friends. I don't know if it's any kind of comfort, but there was no other sign of life when I went in to get you. Not to be grim, but I almost didn't take Nyx because I did not recognize who he was at the time.
Well, let's get him back let's get him back home so we can get him to how he was before.
Yes, we should head out soon. It's morning, if that means anything to you.
How long have we been gone?
I think that might be something to address when we get back. He turns and walks towards the forest, and you see that there's a white stallion kind of waiting off behind where Jack was standing, at the edge of the woods. And he grabs it by its lead and pulls it over. Let's put Nyx up here. I don't think any of us have the means to carry him right now.
Jess, can you help me lift him?
Yeah. Jez just kind of moves over. Maybe uncharacteristically quiet at this point. And just starts that.
Yeah, I help put him up, and then Marin climbs on behind him so that he can make sure that Nyx doesn't fucking fall off.
Okay. Jack kind of looks up and nods before taking the horse's lead. He offers the horse's lead to Marin.
Yeah, Marin takes it.
Okay.
He knows how to ride.
And then Jack turns to...
Shut the fuck up, Nat. This is not the time.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't say anything. It's your fault that your brain went there, whiz.
It's not my fault.
Anyway. Jack turns back to you, Peter, and Jez. I'm not going to ask if you're alright. Presumably that would be, well, a stupid question at this point. But I will say I'm impressed. It's... In all my time at the court, I have never seen anything like this. I've seen horrible atrocities, and I've seen powerful magical uses, but this was something entirely new. And I hope you realize that it was not Ace's intention to send you on a suicide mission.
You have no idea what we saw in there.
I know.
This isn't anything to be impressed about.
I know. But if you can get through this, well, you can get through just about anything, can't you? Let's stop moving. We still have a days and a half journey ahead of us. And Jack turns towards the forest and he casts light on the staff that he carries with him at the top of it, and it illuminates the path in front of you, and he starts to lead you backwards back into the Evermore. It's a quiet journey. There's still that tension that you felt upon entering the Evermore, that sense that the air is charged with things unseen, but definitely felt. But on your way back, there's nothing to encounter. It almost... If the Evermore was unsettlingly quiet before, it's even more so now, as there's no sign of life other than your party moving quietly through the wood. You take a long rest after a day's travel. Jack volunteers to stay up on watch. Pretty much the entirety of the night. He rotates off with one of you, it doesn't really matter who, at one point. And you continue the journey the next day. And as you see those traces of light indicating the end of the tree line of the Evermore, beckoning you back to a world that you haven't seen in who knows how long, there's a sense of relief, but also a sense of devastating loss as you realize you're leaving a piece of you behind in this forest. There's something you'll never get back. And as you break past that tree line, there's a chill in the air. It's not quite cold, but as you stare across the tall grass ahead of you, you can see scattered across the landscape, tiny bursts of color, indicating the autumn that has arrived.
Autumn? What season was it when we left?
It was late summer.
Okay, so we've been gone for quite a bit.
How well into autumn does it look to be?
The trees that you see are kind of, they're not quite close distance as the space between the Evermore and the Rouge Canyon Road, where you traveled down in the canyon before. It's mostly just flat plains. There's not a lot of other foliage, and the Evermore is unchanging. But you notice that there seems to be a decent amount of trees that are completely missing their leaves.
Wow,
Some of which
okay.
still retain their colors, but there are some that have completely shed them. And the temperature is that which indicates no hint of summer remaining. It has definitely begun to transition into the colder months.
Time to change the age on my character sheet.
It was your birthday? Oh, I guess I wouldn't say that in character.
Marin audibly says, time to change the age on my character sheet.
Oh gosh.
Jack douses the light that he was using to guide you all through the forest. And kind of turns back to the group. And he's going to be like, oh, don't know why I said it like that. He looks a bit nervous. And he stops you all for a moment as you exit the Evermore. Now that we're not in there anymore, I should warn you about some changes.
Can we do this while we're walking?
Yes. And he turns but kind of keeps his pace slacked so that he's not leading you all as much as he is walking next to you. And he starts to fiddle with one of his braids and bite his lip nervously as he seems to ponder what he's going to say next. There have been... Well... When you all disappeared, Ace spoke with the Queen. And, well, reasonably, you were presumed to be dead. We tried contacting you every day, but you never responded. It was just static. And when it got to the point where we were losing hope, the Queen issued a lockdown. She and the other rulers met and decided that it would be best for citizens to not travel between the kingdoms until the activity in the Evermore was resolved. I don't know how much you were able to see while you were in that circus, but that energy was not contained to the circus. It was manifesting a storm above the Evermore that was visible for miles. And nobody knew what was causing it. And certainly the Royal Militia couldn't do anything about it. We couldn't do anything about it. So the towns are on lockdown. And upon our arrival back, we will most likely be arrested for violating the law. It won't be... Oh, go ahead.
We don't have any pass since we're, agents of the court? We weren't aware, like...
It's more of a formality.
We don't have time for that.
Fucking bureaucracy.
I realize that this is a hindrance, but it's, like I said, it's a formality. You will not be incarcerated for long, but you will be questioned.
For long?
No more than
I
a day or
have-
two.
Marin, like, probably for the first time, since any of these people have met him, looks like he's about to kill someone. And he just, like, grips Nyx's arm a little bit tighter where he's holding him.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Jack,
Just
we don't
staring at Jack.
we need Nyx needs help. Like,
We will get Nick's help. I'm not to be grim, but then they're not going to arrest a corpse.
yes, but never mind. But the point is,
Well, I'm not leaving him alone.
will you take care of him if
I don't
we're
think you heard
incarcerated?
me.
Marin, I understand what he meant to you, means to you. But I promise you, I will take care of him. He has time. And this is the only way for us to protect your identities. Ace will get a pardon from the Queen, and you'll be released within a day. But you have to understand there are rules and there are ways that these things work. And if a party of people are seen being brought into Grimoire under lockdown, people are going to question it. And we can't have that kind of attention drawn to you. So that's where we're at.
I don't think you understood me.
Marin, leave it alone. We cannot fight everything. Jack has promised that Nyx will be taken care of. You're not the only one in this party.
he got us. Jack got us out, Marin. I think we should just trust him. At this point, there's only so much more we can do now, after all we've been through.
Fine.
Marin, we are all on the same team here. I hope you can come to trust me and know that I am with the court for the sole purpose of protecting its members. And I take my job very seriously. As you guys... Go ahead. You unmuted.
No, Marin just looks down and kicks the horse a little bit more to keep going.
Okay. You guys are having this conversation as you walk. You've crossed the remainder of the open plain, separating the Evermore from where the entrance to the Rouge Canyon Road Pass is. And you guys make your way down into the canyon. At this point, on your way back, there's nothing but a few scraps of wood and a couple of bones, indicating where you had previously fought the kobolds and left their destroyed caravan that once
yes,
held
the
Celia.
kobolds.
Hey guys, remember when kobolds were your biggest enemy?
You're right.
Jesus.
Jack leads you past that. It's a little difficult. I'm not going to make you guys roll survival checks right now. Really RPing the travel time, but with the shift of seasons, this canyon has become a bit chillier in a sense of it's definitely, there's a wind that kind of perpetually blows down this canyon, creating almost a wind tunnel effect, and it makes it even harder to really navigate. But Jack manages to lead you all the way through, and as you make your way down the rest of the road towards the gates of Grimoire, you are indeed stopped by two armed guards, and Jack sighs and puts his hands forward as a pair of handcuffs are clamped onto his wrists. You're under violation of Althane's lockdown, and you will be sent to imprison.
Save
to
it,
be
pig.
imprisoned.
We know. We're aware.
He gives you kind of a dirty look, and doesn't go easy when he slaps the handcuffs on your wrists, Pierre. What's with... And he gestures to Nyx's body. The
Please,
other...
my friend needs help. I have friends in the city that can help him. I understand we're under violation, but I don't have any minutes to spare.
Yeah, alright. We'll get him to the doctor. Or something. He kind of takes the handle of his staff and pushes against the side of Nyx's head to kind of turn his face. And he kind of wrinkles up his nose as he looks at him and lets his head fall limp again.
Mara is staring fucking daggers at this guy.
Is Marin still on the horse?
Yeah, Marin's still on the
I was
horse.
I was just about to resolve that, but the other guard comes up next to him and holds his hand out and he's like, "All right then, princess. Off the horse."
Jez is staring at Marin. Just staring. Not even, like, menacingly, just staring. Not blinking.
Marin very notably sits on the horse for like another 2 seconds and then gets off the horse.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Not even paying attention to Jez. Jez is not even a thought in Marin's head right now.
The guard takes his hands and places them behind his back like he has the others and secures a pair of padlock cuffs behind him. And then kind of nudges him forward and he's like, "All right. To the jailhouse with you." And you are led through the city to the jailhouse, which is where we will pick up next time. I'm going to end the session there.
Oh god!
Wow.
Hey, 3 of you survived! It's fine, it's just my PC that died.
The only fucking PC that matters to my PC.
Ouch!
Marin loves you all.
I'm a little bit
Just
hurt,
loves
but, like,
Nyx
I
a little bit more.
understand.
Mary
But the
loves you all.
children!
They don't
But
matter.
the children!
They don't matter.
Alright.
They never mattered.
Well, that is going to be it for this session of Court of Spades. Thank you to anyone who joined us this week. We will most likely be returning next week. I don't see a reason why not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a good time tonight. Thank you to my players. Thank you to anyone who listened.
Thank you.
We will
Thank
see
Em,
you
for DMing.
next Sunday. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you so much, for this great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening to everyone.
Bye.